die Judges sind auch schon da und ihr genießt im besten Falle jetzt noch die Zeit bis zu unserer Qualifikation. Sucht euch ein schönes Plätzchen, lauft rum beim Meshfest, schaut, was ihr alles machen könnt, wo ihr das Getränk herbekommt. Ich glaube, jetzt aktuell ist noch eine gute Kaffeezeit, würde ich sagen. Aber es bleibt heute vom Wetter her auch so, wie es ist. Und wir haben noch ein paar Highlights im Programm. Viel will ich nicht verraten, aber gerade nachher vor unserem BMX-Contest lohnt sich auf jeden Fall ein Blick über den Olympiasee. Also genießt es, das ist der Munich Mesh 2023 im Olympiapark. Wir melden uns gleich zurück hier von der Wakeboard-Qualifikation.
Tja, wer sagt, dass ein alter Hut keine neuen Tricks lernen kann?
Das ist das Wakeboard Your Star World Final. 12%, you ready?
But I still felt burned. Energy up, you can feel my surge. I'ma kill everything like this purge.
Zeit. Hier beim Mesh 2023 im Olympiapark. Ich empfehle immer einen Blick auf unsere Videoscreens, denn heute, hier und morgen der Mesh München mit vielen Mitmachangeboten beim Meshfest. Wir sind selber, hier ist Ratio Farm, Skateboardschule, Red Dogs, alles mögliche geboten, inklusive Skateboard-Workshops von High Five. Ich glaube, der EHC ist auch da, EHC Red München. Der spielt ja hier im Olympiapark am Oberwiesenfeld, für alle, die es nicht wissen. 51 Jahre gibt es jetzt den Olympiapark, das ist ja 50-jähriges Jubiläum zu den Olympischen Spielen 72. Davor war es ein Flugplatz. Noch bevor wir den Flugplatz riefen und den Flugplatz Franz Josef Strauß, die weit draußen nicht hätten diesen Flugplatz gewesen. Der Wiesenfeld jetzt der Olympiapark. Und der wird immer genutzt seit 2014 für den Mesh, letztes Jahr European Championships. Und nächstes Jahr, ich vorher nicht so richtig aufgeregt, ich glaube, nächstes Jahr sind diese Handball. Ich habe vorher schon das Spiel gesehen. Genau, und das Programm auf der Mesh-Bühne seht ihr auch aktuell ab 13:30 wird hier durchperformt auf dem Weg zur Olympiade vom Olympiasee. Viele Live-Acts, viele DJs. Apropos DJs, DJ Louis ist wieder am Start. DJ Louis Winkermoy, da ist er, im Red Bull Sound Mobil. Und so langsam aber sicher finden sich ja auch unsere Wakeboarder ein. 12 an der Zahl, bei mir wie immer, wenn es ums Wakeboarden geht. Der Experte, die Legende, Wolfi Dittrich. Wolfi, was haben wir denn heute?
Legende habe ich schon lange nicht mehr gehört, dass jemand sagt, das Dankeschön Schwani für diesen Kosenamen. Schwani, wir haben wie jedes Jahr hier am Olympiasee wirklich die Weltelite. Also wir haben wieder nicht irgendjemanden geholt, sondern wir haben Top-Level Wakeboarder aus der ganzen Welt am Start. Die kommen aus Deutschland, aus Thailand, aus England, Brasilien, USA. Überall aus der Welt haben wir die hier eingeflogen, haben wunderschönes Wakeboard-Setup mit diesen sogenannten Obstacles auf dem Olympiasee. Also man kann auf Deutsch sagen, es ist angerichtet.
An heute Qualifikation um die Top 6 für das Finale morgen. Gestern haben wir auch die Frauen schon gesehen im Team-Contest. Die dürfen morgen im Finale wieder ran. Jetzt müssen sie erstmal die Jungs hier ausfahren. 12 von der Zahl, eingeteilt in 2 Gruppen, A6 aus jeder Gruppe, jedem Team. Nehmen wir die Top 3 ins morgige Finale. 2 Runs, der Bessere wird gewertet. Judges haben wir logischerweise auch, weil irgendjemand muss bewerten. Die haben sich logischerweise vorab alle Trainings, alle Team-Contests etc. angeschaut, wissen ganz genau, was das Level ist. Denn es werden Punkte vergeben von 0 bis 100 und die richten sich ja auch immer an das jeweilige Level beim Contest. Und wir haben es auch gerade gehört, weil wir es gesagt wirklich top besetzt.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Munich and the Munich's Olympia Park. Today, we are going to get busy with a full program, but to start things off, like we did yesterday, we have the Wakeboard Men's Elimination. My name is Troy Mannering. I'm hosting the show for you today. And as yesterday and today, we have Matt Crowhurst here, keeping me honest. Matt, tell us about this contest format.
So, the format we have today, where things start getting a little bit more intense than where they were when things kicked off yesterday with the team event, is that we are full-blown elimination, 2 runs each. best run counts. We have 3 riders going through from each of our heat to make the final and then leading on to the super final tomorrow. So it is all to play for. Where yesterday, as we were describing, it was a nice, fun, still highly competitive, but relaxed way to get started, where the men and the women were teaming up to go with each other. And who did we have winning? We had Rivers Hedrick and Gavin Stuckey, the Stuckey Jr., taking first victory of the event.
We talked a lot about this course,
We talked a lot about this course, too. So we'll get back to the format. Let's talk at the course. We've got that banana ledge to rail. We've got the 2 kickers on either side. The XL kickers launching up the weir. You can see the down ramp there on this side, which they'll be coming back towards us, and that up bank and pipe down the middle. That's on the way back. Once they've got through their kicker hits, we've got these 2 features on the left. The Nico von Lerchenfeld Signature Series Tech Rail from Unit Part Tech, a feature that's been a crowd favorite for a very long time. Pipe and bank. And we've got this transition. We've got going towards the far end of the lake. We've got the kicker to transition on the way back. We have got that curb, the up and the whoop. And there we go. Take a breath.
Wow, nice. Okay, so we have no sound on this? Okay. All right, turns out the sound that we had hoped to have on this one isn't there, so it would be great if you could give us a...
I could pretend I'm riding. I could pretend I've got all the math skills. Okay, so we've got Jamie Lapina, who we saw riding in the team event yesterday. She'll be competing in the finals for the women tomorrow. It is just men's elimination today. There you see how the straight line cable works. 1 rider at a time, forward and back on the control box, and then a speed dial as well, hopping from the curb into that transition feature. Now she's taken on this weir jump. She's going creeper rail with a nice hand drag, dropping down onto the down ramp. Now that down ramp is a lot shallower, a lot less angle, making it a slightly heavier landing. Banana rail chord as such, because the board bananas when it bends through both of those rails, and a swift finish riding up onto the dock.
All right, our first rider out is going to be Dominik Gers from Munich, Germany. We talked about him yesterday as being a big, strong boy. Let's see what he can pull together as we take a look at the judging criteria there. Difficulty and risk, execution and amplitude. We did see some high jumps yesterday. Variety and creativity, and of course, in any sport like this, style plays a big role.
And what it boils down to, I tell you what, we'll get down to the boiling down to of the differentiating of
we'll boil down
skills.
the boiling
down.
Hang
on.
Later.
So I thought we were going then. This is just the wetting of the whales, the moist making, the lubricating of the features, because with this plastic that you're riding on, it does need to be doused down in order for it to be slippy and slidey. So Dom going out there first and just doing a run through, I would imagine each of the riders possibly will just get an up and down, not hitting any of the features, just wetting things down. So let's get into that judging criteria. What it boils down to is, how technically difficult are your tricks? Are you doing a good variety of tricks? Are you spinning both ways? Are you grabbing? Are you going upside down? Are you hitting every feature that's laid out in front of you? The thing that you were attempting to do, did you complete it? So that's when you're considering, well, do I go for something super tech and risk not completing it, or do I go for something easier and get a full pull on the rail? When we say full pull, that means getting all the way to the end of the rail. That is the same as you'd say in snowboarding as well. You don't want to come off the feature early.
Right, and we just saw our judges there, a quick list of our judges that were up there. They're going to be keeping a close eye on everything that's going on out there. And as we do have nicer weather today, we do have more people on site, and you're going to see that number of people pick up greatly as we take a look at our start list here, with Dominik Gers starting things off for us, then Felix Georgi, Daniel Grant, Joe Battleday, Pedro Caldas, who we saw in the preview, and Trent Stuckey, one of the 2 Stuckey boys out there that's been ripping it up this weekend.
Exactly. So we saw Pedro, Dom, and Trent in the team event yesterday as well, and any single one of those riders could come out on top. We have got podium finishes amongst all of them, which is what you come to expect when you've got 12 of the very best in the world. And here we have Dominik Gers, hometown of München, so the local crowd should go absolutely mental for this guy. He has been there, done that, been around longer than most of the other riders in the scene at the moment. He is a former world champion, former World Cup champion, still fighting strong. Goes 50-50 to 50-50 to backside 1. Now left foot forward. Are we going to see that mute chromo? Yes, we are. Bolts landing. That was super nice. Smoothly across from the inside to the outside. Oh, that's a big heel side cut. I saw him do Francis. talked about the body dragging, getting absolutely launched onto his face out of that. So he's the only rider to be using the transition rail as a launch ramp. It's
and
really
that's
difficult.
an awkward one too,
It
right?
is because it's
of
on the
angle.
side of you,
Yeah.
it's not in front of you. So in order to get up and over and then get the board back around and underneath you, which he did not do, possibly highlighting the fact that that trick is difficult. Now the rest of what he does right now will not count. You don't get any falls. After you fall, you are done. So his first score will be it. This was nice, 50-50. Backside one, making a full rotation, so not rotating on the feature. We like to do rotations on and off, not on. Gets that mute grab, super solid grab. Now this was lovely. Look how bold that landing is. Now with the kickers, they're right in front of you. The movement of the board up the rail makes more sense. But there he's having to turn into a position where the board might slip out, and he didn't quite get that board round underneath him into that backside 180 at the end of the tantrum.
Question for you, because
Hit
he
me.
did drag. Had he gotten up on the board, would that run still have counted, or that counts as a fall?
No, it doesn't. I mean, what you get in some full cable, as in the full systems, the systems that have 4, 5, 6 towers and multiple riders on at once, if you're a contest, if you fall, body drag, get back up, then you can complete your run. If they allow that in a competition, but in a straight line contest, and in this one, it's a no-go. You fall, you're done. So we go from Germany to Germany. This cat, Felix Georgi, we saw him yesterday in the... That's exactly the sort of thing you see from him. Tail drag, indie grab, hard way 270, then 270 tap on the way back. So banana to ledge, that's tight already. We saw a toe 7 from him before. Oh my gosh, toe 7, late melon grab in the middle of that. That was tight too. This guy can lock in the nose press, nose press, nose press, backside 1, then screams back across, needs to make the turn nice and smooth. If anybody rides straight line cable out there, you know that if you pull them around too much, they can wobble, which could mess your next feature hit up. Coming into the Nico from the opposite way back, lip. Oh, lovely, 270 pretzel, gets that handle pass. Now, which way is Nico going to... That's the... Oh, not the creeper. Nose press pipe. Oh, backside 5 out of a nose press. So hard to do when you've got little board purchasing. 270 into banana. Pretzel 270. Wow. Contest monkey is not the thing you'd usually say about Felix Georgi. That's the sort of thing you'd say about Felix Georgi. All over the place, and Kookaburra he is with some of the most amazing style and improv you'll find anywhere. But that was locked in tight. Look at this. So 270 degrees, hard way into the banana. Pretzel back the other way, and a little tap. You see that little tap on the top there as well. Here, look at this late grab, bang, poke, then drops out of that last 360. Love it.
Notice the flex on the board. How much does the flex on the board play a role for these athletes?
So all of our riders riding park and riding features. So when we say park, we mean exactly what it sounds, like a skate park, like a snowboard park, where features are included. All of these boards have flex. Old school wakeboards had no flex. They were stiff boards. And that's because we come from the world of boat, where you don't really want flex. You want something a little bit more solid underfoot when you're giving a little bit more pressure underneath you. There's a good solid score from Felix Georgi. He's going to be needing that and some if he's going to be finding one of those top 3. But yeah, flex boards, softer on landings, more fun on the features. You can play around them. They're a little bit more loose underfoot, so when you're edging, they don't have quite as much grip as a stiff board, but we're all about the flex boards now. That is all the cool.
All right, Daniel Grant from Thailand getting ready to drop in here. Needs a 70.67 to take over top spot after that great run from Felix Georgi.
Oh, safety backside 270 to the end of the banana. Left foot forward now goes tail grab. KGB, so tight. Is it crazy to say that this guy is still in, I think, maybe early mid-20s, and he's been around longer than anybody? 270 onto the nose, getting all hooked up over the outside of that Nico rail. Yeah, this guy has been one of the best riders on the planet for well over 10 years, and he's still mid-20s. How ridiculous is that? Back lip.
Oh, wow!
My gosh!
That was buttery.
Back lip, Mexican roll, 270 out. Front board, early handle pass, 270. Oh, I'm not sure he managed to land on the edge of that down ramp, but he skills it. Back lip, handle pass, then goes full 360 into back lip on the banana again.
Was it just me, or was that fast over the last 50 meters there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it all looked a bit panicky just because he was doing so much. So there was a lot of rotation in there. The one thing, if you look, so we are going left foot forward, and then I'm just doing through the rotation in my mind, so that is clockwise. Then he goes anti-clockwise. Look how much he's pressing out on that. The judges will love this. And this goes back lip, and then actually rotating the other way, so that is anti-clockwise again. Now we look at these last 2 rotations. As much as these were incredible hits, full pull, early handle pass, then that anti-clockwise rotation, but he didn't manage to get good connection with the down ramp. He actually got pushed himself off, which was the nature of where he ended up on the pipe. I'm not sure that's going to be more than Felix's score. It was really techers. It was a lot of different stuff there, but everything wasn't quite as tight. Felix was locked in. I maybe corrected massively. No, for once, I actually called it. Okay,
Nice.
there we go.
So 67 points for Daniel Grant. That puts him in solidly in second place for the moment. But our next up is Joe Battleday.
So even though he's been spending all of his time in Australia, we've still got that British pasty white skin right there from Joe Battleday. So this kid has been, so if you're talking names within towable water sports, this dad, this boy's dad, his brother's dad as well, the Battleday boys, his dad was one of the biggest legends in the world of water skiing. Comes from JB Ski, John Battleday Water Ski, which is now called Thorpe Parks. Now spends all his time in Australia and has got some of the styliest riding, straight out of the book of kind of Nico von Lerchenfeld style riding. And that same trick we saw from Nico right there as well. Ute Pro Mode 5, we saw, we'll see a lot of switcheroos from Joe. So it goes the backside rotation, then wraps back into the line the other way, getting that grab and that poke in. Moving to the outside of the cable now on the right-hand side, he is going into the Nico. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Coming from the outside, so a true hard way 270, and then popping off the inside like that, up the wall, into 270 onto the pipe, then completes that rotation to find the landing ramp, clean back lip. Then goes 180 back the other way into switch. Well, it was switch back lip into normal back lip on the banana.
Damn.
So I hope we see that again. So I don't know whether you noticed, Troy, he came round on the right of the outside of the Nico. So here we see what we saw from Dom is the mute crow with an extra rotation. So 540 degrees of rotation with the inversion as well. Oh, there wasn't the grab there. The judges will notice that. Now look at this. He's on the outside. So he has to do a huge ollie to get the tail up and then intentionally pops to the inside.
An ollie off the water.
Yeah. So
getting
rolled
up a meter and a half to get up there.
Yeah, ridiculous. This guy's got one of the biggest ollies in the game. The things that he gets on top of and pulls of these rotations as well. I reckon that's going to be knocking on the door of Felix. May well be. That grab is the one wobble on the kick at a transition, but a minor wobble considering the technicality, the individuality that was involved there from Joe. That could be the score to follow. No. Okay, so I take that back.
Even.
There were some things in there. They will definitely like the Nico rail hit. That was immense. But the tightness and also the individuality of Felix Georgi so far is the one that is winning the day.
Score to beat right now, 70.67 points. And Pedro Caldas getting ready to drop in here.
Big nollie pop into that start down ramp. 50-50 into that front board, into that 270 bagel, continuing that rotation the same way. We saw the 9 nose grab before. We're seeing it again. Now, a lot of the riders complaining about a dead spot in the pool right there, but no issue right there. Nose press, front 3. We saw him doing nose press to hop 270 front board before. Maybe he'll add that in his second run. That's what he was practicing. But locking in, you mentioned before, do they lock in a safe run? I mean, not a safe run for us mere mortals, but backside fire.
Oh, no! That came close.
There was some wobbling from Pedro on that before. He's going to go front board, onto the pipe. 450, another wobble as well. It was the same rotation too that's causing him a mischief. So he knows that that wasn't to be on that run. It is not going to be
his head as well, right?
Riding out. We're going to see that again. So he's always happy inside. A little bit of frustration. Hopefully will be fuel for the fire for the second run. Front board, 270. That handle control where the pull gets pulled behind him, still managing to keep it underneath him. And the same handle control right there with multiple handle passes to make the 9.
Anybody pulled off a 10 yet?
Lots of people have done 10s, but not in this competition. There are people who spun even more than that as well. It would be impressive to see that.
Hard to imagine.
The Stuckies have it in them for sure. Joe has a 10 in him for sure. All of these riders will have done that. Will it come to pass in this event? I think it's going to be, 4th place for Pedro, which he knew would be the case. He knew that was what is in store. The trickster, the skibbity scabbiter, keep your eyes on a swivel, because when a Stucky is out in the water, you've got to have your commentary and observing A-game in play. So, Gunther Oka, legend of the world of wakeboarding, is here with his missus, Megan Ethel. Oh, there's the rewind going on, as just saying that this guy's got so many different runs that he could do. Nuclear grabbing it so far around, rear hand, heel side edge in front of the front foot, toe back 3 up a back roll. Love that trick so much. Yeah, a lot of switcheroos going on around there, and then a handle pass, the control, the not sure what is going to happen next with this guy. The judges will be writing like the clappers to keep up with him. There's the... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We saw him. You were right there, Troy. Did you see the gap? We had such a good shot of that as well.
Oh, it was
like
beauty.
he just needs to ride this out now. Handlebars, 450. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All of that. The camera, I don't know whether the camera guys had chatted to Trent to make sure that we got that side-on view of that exact trick, but he's been going for that. He's done the front roll of the safety of the curb onto the handrail, of the rail on the top of the transition feature. Let's get there. So he goes 50, 50, 50, 50, then keeps a rotation and rewinds back. Then we're seeing this. Look where the hand goes. Round the front foot, on the heel side edge. Toe back roll, toe back 3. Look at this. Safety, front roll, front lip, locks it in as solid as you like. That is a huge hop right there onto the kicker.
Now, when you say safety, you're talking about that small little entrance
Small little
ramp
booter.
in
Yeah.
the
So
water.
missing the curve. The safety is the incline
Good
that gets you up onto a rail. But the original shot that we saw of that showed you the exact gap that he's jumping.
And it's
That's
massive.
about 6-7 feet. And that is a T-boning if ever there was, if it goes wrong.
Top spot.
Now,
83.
So 77.33. You'll notice the scores yesterday if you were watching. They were quite high. They're leaving room for improvement here, our judges. They know that. So the scores from yesterday cannot be compared to the scores today. They are judged within the run, within the group, within the heat itself. And 77.33, the judges are thinking, well, this is just the first run from these guys. We need to leave a little bit of room to fit them in and around each other.
You can't fit put the volume up to 10 at the beginning of the party.
No, you can't, because where do you go? Where do you go if
Yeah.
there's improvement from each of these riders? And improvement is what is needed from Nicky Gers right here. He's been there, done that on every single big stage there has ever been in wakeboarding. There's a relaxed vibe about the likes of Nicky Gers right now because he has done all he's needed to prove.
He doesn't need to prove anything at all.
Other than what he needs to prove to himself to have a good time and impress the local crowd. Beautiful first hit, 50, 50, 50, backside 1. Yes, that was even cleaner. Now he needs to get this Indy Tantra to blind. Hard edge. Oh, yes! Nicky Gers. Beautiful sidelong shot there as well from our follow cam, giving you a good appreciation of the size of these features. Now Nicky gets to crack on to this remaining rail. Now he could find himself in this... Oh, no. Dom. What does he do now? He cannot make it through, so he's going to have some fun instead. Big cheer from the local crowd. No matter what happens, there is an appreciation for this cat and all that he has done for wakeboarding the world over, not least here in Germany. Oh, and an unceremonious finish, but still, Cheshire Cat ear-to-ear smiles with those pearly whites on show. But let's watch this.
What happened there?
Oh, so you know what? The lineup is so temperamental, and you can see it's like what's going on. They'll have done it a million times and got the full pull a million times, and it could just be the slightly wrong amount of edge at the slightly wrong time. Go too early, go too late, not enough edge, too much.
So it was slack in the line that didn't give him the pull that he wanted.
You could pull it apart all day long.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. Super frustrating, because we'd like to have seen some more of him at his best, or at least a full run of Dom at his best. So our current second place rider right now, Felix Gorgie, that first run was immense. 77.67 is the score of Trent Stuckey to beat the man out in front, and Trent definitely has more in the tank still, as does this cat. Love that little tail drag. If you want to know how to look at a rail park differently to the rest, then this is the guide to follow.
Crawl inside his mind and see what he's thinking.
A little bit more off axis, keeping that board under control to ride it away. Backside 3 at the end of that nose press on the Nico. Lovely smooth turn. The operator, the driver for the System 2 is up on a remote control in the same place the judges. Hardway 270. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Ankle separator. That's wakeboarder's whiplash incarnate right there.
And he's feeling the back of his head right now as he went down hard.
So not for 1 second would any wakeboarder ever say that doing that on water is the same as doing that on concrete.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But it still hurts like
It
a
hurts,
foam.
man. Yeah, it hurts. And you got a permanently stiff neck. The difference is with wakeboarding, if you do that on concrete, you are done. Obviously, you are done. But
Oh my goodness.
But with wakeboarding, you'll carry on riding after that because you can, but then you'll continue to feel it while you're doing that. The other thing is the bindings hold you in so tight, the board stops dead, but your body keeps going and just pulls those ankles apart. So hopefully that first run score from Nico will be enough. little bit of a tweak-a-doodah there from him as well. Hey, the other thing is once you start to catch those edges and you involve plastic in the game, then it becomes the same as concrete. So luckily, he came away unscathed.
Daniel Grant's first run score 67 points. Kitty solidly in fourth at the moment. He needs to be among the top 3 if he wants to get into the final.
Tail grab, boost, 180, so stylish. Oh my gosh, we love that. A fat chance, that's called, because when it was invented by Scott Barley, it was fat chance of anybody else doing it. It's a front back, it's a switch front move. Oh, maybe a slim chance because he's left foot forward. It's switch if you are doing it your uncomfortable way. Either way, sick trick. Okay, coming back into play right now. The judges will like that he's done something different. This is so different to any other rider. Back lip into a Mexican roll into a front 270 out. Hard heel side cut. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Boosting over that landing ramp. Amplitude has always been part of Daniel Grant's makeup. Oh, will that be enough? The judges will love how big he went. Doing something different off that big old pipe pyramid down the weir. The back roll off the curb into the transition, that was stellar. That's one of my favorite tricks so far. We see him doing that sort of thing all the time. Here's, look, nose grab, forwards over the board, handle pass, making a full 360. I think Danny's actually a left foot forward rider, so that's a slim chance. Back lip, hucks backwards, then rotates 270 and makes the 270 happen. It's not land on plastic finish rotation. Check this out. Boosticles. So big. Nothing like a bit of airtime.
See what the judges awarded him on this one. 67.00, so a little bit less than his first run score, so he'll hang around there in fourth place. Unfortunately, not enough to get him among the top 3, but we have 3 runs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's 2 runs.
Is it 2 runs?
2 runs, yeah. Well, you know what? Easy for you to say. We might have just missed that. I hope we're seeing more of our riders.
Yep, correct.
2 runs. Okay, but once I got it right. Okay, here we go. Joe Battleday, JB Jr.
Joe Battleday currently sitting in that bubble spot at the moment with 3rd place, so he's safe with 2 more riders to go.
It's good to see Joe Battleday going upside down because he also gets so much grief about spinning 10s but never doing a flip. So including that, I think he got the grab in on that same trick that was missed in the first run score, so already an improvement. Can he keep that flow through the second pass? Oh, that was the one he was after. Oh my gosh, so locked in. So little board in contact with that feature. Maybe thinking about the extra rotation on the end of that, but he found connection with the down ramp. All right, so let's have a look where it's at.
Strong upper leg, a bit softer on the lower side, if I read the tea leaves correctly here. So Joe Battleday currently sitting in 3rd place with 70 points even. Needs a 77.67 if he wants to jump up to 1st.
The problem is for Joe is that while Trent has got his place secure, where is Pedro sitting in that running order right now?
5th place at the moment, I believe. Let me see.
So if Pedro is in fact in 5th place, which I think he is, his second run as Joe is sat in the bubble right now, depending on what the score the judges give him right now. Ideally for Joe, he's going to push up ahead of Felix, which secures his place in the final.
It's always a good thing when they're thinking a lot up there. So
not good for the judges, painful for the judges.
Oh, there you go. He jumps up to 2nd place with a 76.33 run. He's happy about that.
Joe makes the next round of riding. Well done him. The UK will be going buck wild right now. Felix is on the bubble. Pedro will have something to say about Felix Georgi's 3rd place spot right now, I'm sure.
Let's go, Pedro!
Joe getting behind Pedro Caldas right there. 50-50 front board into that back 90.
How much is the pressure playing on his thought process right now?
Man, I'm never sure with these guys because they've been there, done that, haven't they? At this level of riding, I'm not sure really it is pressure. I don't think they think of it in those terms. I think there will be a certain amount of frustration with the first run, but in Pedro's mind, he knows he can stick everything that he's about to try. So he just needs to find that flow state. Back one. Oh, playing it safe. Playing it safe. He goes back one into a slight mini indie glide out of that back one. Late handle pass. He's a bit wobbly coming into here. Managed to set himself for the last feature. 270 tail tap into that backboard. 90 out.
I wonder if it's going to be enough.
Oh, so he went less techers on the feature coming back by quite a considerable amount. He was doing a backside 5 out of that curb into the transition. He did a 1. Now he's got this big old 9 right here, which is amazing. So this is what he did a big spin out of before, which he's been wobbling on every single time. It's a super solid, sick trick, really nice. This, it was, he lands 90 degrees shy of where he wanted to be. This is tough. Oh my God!
Look at that! He's pushed him down
by the gnat's whisker right there. The skin of his pants he has just snaked through.
And he's happy about that. He just saw the scores.
I think there'll be a slight, shy, secluded mopping of the brow there from Pedro Caldas. That is tough from Felix Kjorgi, because we love seeing his riding, but we love seeing all of these riding, so it's a shame to lose any of them, but there can be only 3. Trent, victory lap for him. Let's see what he does. What do you reckon? Going to go harder? From what you've seen of him so far, Troy, do you think he's going to go harder?
I think he's a showman. I think he's going to go out there and put on a show for everybody, quite honestly. He doesn't need to worry about it, so the pressure is off. He's in the final tomorrow.
That's more. He added more there. Before he was 50-50, then he was backside. Oh my God, that's such a difficult trick. And there's a late Tootsie Roll. So nose grab front roll, backside 360. It's called a Tootsie Roll. That was solid. We've seen him lock that in every time. So that hit of the kicker will have upped his score. That hit of the banana to ledge will have upped his score. So it's one thing. Does he... oh my gosh.
Again, that view.
That view. Thank you. I think the production team knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've been
talking. Oh my gosh. Early handle pass onto the bank wall, so he gets that rotation. Yes! Give the people what they want. Blades of Glory.
Whoa! With full power in.
Because it gets the crowd going. Oh my gosh. So, luckily, his face did not break his fall there. But look at this. Heel side, then rewind back the other way. So a slight extra rotation where he was on his toes before. Look at this. Nose grab. Sorry. Cradle, nuclear grab, seatbelt grab, I apologize, from the back to the front on that toe front roll. The control of that handle to stall that rotation halfway through. And yes, favorite trick of the day right there. Trent Stuckey, see you in the final, bro. We should be getting confirmation of his top spot. It won't be an improvement on his first run score, but that first run score was enough to seal the victory in this elimination round. So confirmation, Troy, who have we got in the next round of riding?
All right, there you go. Trent Stuckey, Joe Battleday, and Pedro Caldas will go on to the next round. Unfortunately, Felix Kjorgi, who was on the bubble, got pushed down. Daniel Grant and Dominic Gers will not see them competing tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow's final will be at 4 p.m. till 5:45 with both the women and the men battling in the finals. We've got our next heat coming up. We'll take a look at a couple of the highlights from that first set of heats, though, and we'll get 6 more men getting ready to go and battle as we see Pedro Caldas from Brazil qualified in 3rd place with some amazing action out there. It still amazes me. It's still incredible just to watch this and hear you make the call on some of these tricks and the technicality. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, hey, and we were actually, once again, on fully wakeboard named. Look at this, look at this. Oh my gosh, that is one of my favorite tricks. It's one of the more difficult tricks as well. Riders out there of all sorts will appreciate the amplitude on that ollie. This thing, I mean, that's kind of hard to compare with any other sport, but just let it be known, that's a crazy difficult trick in these situations. And then this thing, the big brass kahunas to be even attempting this, that is something silly. That is one of the tricks of the event so far. I'll be impressed to see any other riders top that particular NAR factor.
All right, so the start list coming up for our next set of heats with Conny Lindor from Germany, Clement Nadal from France, Max Milde also from Germany, Enzo Azaraf from France, Nico van Lerchenfeld going to be riding his own feature out there, and Gavin Stuckey, the other half of the brother pairing. And Gavin is just 17 years young, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of what the future holds for that young man in wakeboard, because we've seen so many big things from him in the last couple of days and years. And you mentioned that he's just an incredible talent.
So Gavin, fresh off the win at Wake Jewel, Red Bull Wake Jewel at 313, and fresh off a win last night as well. Now let's compare all of these riders. Conny Lindor, I mean, maybe you can get the vibe already that he has an alternative outlook on life.
Yep, I'm going to say.
And that comes through in his riding. The same with Clement Nadal, who is up straight after him. Clement, not usually a contest ride, but so good to have him here. Conny Lindor, obviously doing it for Germany from Cologne. Oh my God!
Oh, no! Hold it! Oh, shoot!
Once again,
shut the front door. That was so close.
There was Rivers yesterday who did exactly the same thing, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Just Troy and I here, just knees and hips just popping, watching that. Oh my gosh, it's a cool trick though. Look at this. So he goes front three, or more than three, 450, then tries to come back the other way. Almost came out. That'll be a cool trick in and of itself if you can lock that in. So goes past 360, then gets the indie grab, tucks round the back knee as opposed to between the legs. So all of that improv, everything about that different to what you see. We see that trick, but usually people grab on the heel side. No one grabs on the front. And if you grab on the front, it naturally stretches that handle arm out that little bit more. Yeah. You grab on the back, for some reason that allows you to squeeze the handle a little bit more, which is why everybody does that particular trick. Okay, I mean, first of all, facial hair game, winning, a lion's mane, extra points for all of that, straight off the bat.
The only thing that would make that just a hair better,
Twizzlers.
Be the Twizzlers.
We'll talk to him. We'll bring some wax in. Maybe we can get Clement's Twizzlers going for the next round. Oh, he could get some good Twizzlers out of that, couldn't he?
He could.
He's dropped the ball there. All right, Clement Nadal. That takes me back to the long hair days underneath the helmet. Damn, how my mojo's been cut off.
Hockey hair.
Yeah, back lip into a little tweak into a pretzel rotation out. Oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing ever. I'm gonna take a breath on that. I'm gonna have to see that again. There was an extra handle pass. No! I think he used all his handle passing up on that trick, so he went, hang on, front roll. So Tootsie roll, and then added an extra handle pass. I've not seen that trick done before. So it was like a Tootsie.
I can honestly say neither have I.
I mean, I should be saying that if I haven't seen it before, but I'm gonna see this again. So he goes Tootsie roll. Oh no, so this is this trick. Oh, Clement will be so annoyed at that. Just a blackout, a mind fart, as we call them in the game. Yeah, exactly. Hands up in the air. The universe is just not with you on that particular one. I really want to see that kicker trick again. So it was a Tootsie roll. So he came in toe front roll, so like a front flip, and then you turn backside. So he has to pass the handle to do it. But then there was an extra handle pass. I think maybe I'm having a mind fart.
Hopefully our EVS operator.
Yeah, can you hear us, guys? Can we see that kicker hit again?
Please give us that slow-mo again. Yeah?
The crew on the bank enjoying this. Thank you. Yeah, we've just been told that it is coming. So the crew on the bank enjoying this very much. So this place is an amphitheater for all kinds of sports, right? It's just made for every kind of sport. It's incredible. It was like a rewind. It was a Tootsie Roll rewind. And I'm going to have to talk to Clement about that. Okay, Max Milde. This guy. Wow. Been there, done that as well. Another one of our German legends in the world of wakeboarding. World champion just recently. Won every other event.
21 years old.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. He does not seem like a 20-year-old. He's all swelled up like he's going to explode. That's what I'm talking about. Toe back 9 right there. Then he's going to be transfer. Then he rewinds back inside the other way. So a pretzel rotation on the end. If you're nitpicking, maybe coming off that feature a little early. And because he came to the outside of the Nico, there's less room to turn right there. Ideally missing that concrete ledge, which he did. Moving to the left-hand side, he's going to go curb. Oh, go on. Anything that Trent can do, Max Milder's going to have a crack at too. So exactly the same trick that we saw from Trent yesterday. Thinking about the rewind out at the back of that rotation. So he goes front board on, keeps that rotation going. Early handlebars, backside on, then another rotation, bagel the same way. So a solid first outing from Max Milder. You can see that left knee taped up pretty heavy. Look at this toe, back, 9. Right there, 2.5 rotations, toe side, backside, always that little bit more difficult. So he goes backside 450, then rotates the other way. See how he ended on the outside, just took him to the outside.
My question is, does he feel himself slipping off that at all and decides last minute to make that rotation the other direction?
So he was always thinking about that rotation.
Okay,
that was always going to be the plan, and they could just muscle everything every which way, no matter where they are. What the judges will have noticed that. The judges will have noticed that he didn't come right off the end and he was moving off to one side. So we've got James Windsor on the left there, David Vivienne. So James Windsor, one of the best riders in the world. David Vivienne working for Unipar, an incredible rider, the man who set up this course. And Andy Kolb, who we didn't see there, one of the foremost wake skaters ever, creator of the incredible film, the seminal wakeboard film, The Debut. I can say that because I did the voiceover for it, so it's shameless plugging. But I did tell Andy Kolb at the time, man, you need to give the watchers an option to turn my voiceover off. So thank you, you're welcome, everybody, who don't have to listen to my voice every time you watch that movie. Here we go, Enzo Azarab. This guy's a style monger as well. Another Frenchman, I like that. Shoots the gully, shoots the pier, goes backboard, down the middle, rotates out the back end of that. Toe, no! Damn that handle, damn that handle.
Another hockey reference, lost the handle.
Really?
Yeah, really.
And what is happening when you lose that handle?
When you, it's a hockey reference when you lose the handle, you want to shoot the puck. It's like fluffing on the puck or whiffing, and it just doesn't go because the puck isn't there on the end of your stick. You lost the handle.
I like whiffing. We're going to use that. Yeah. So Enzo, not a happy bunny at all, understandably, because he's put the pressure on himself for this second and final run in this qualifying round. The man's got skills. This guy is still only a youngster. Got plenty of time in his career. And this guy has still got plenty left in the career, even though that career has spanned way more than a decade, even though one of the features out there is named after him, even though this guy is our reigning champion.
He's just 30 years old. It's unbelievable.
There's going to be a cheer for this cat right here. So Nico has a lot of association with every part of this particular thing going on here because of his dad, who is the man behind the Sesitech System 2. Beautiful first hit. Oh, squeezing that last 180 on that Mukro 5. Now he goes and rides himself, so to speak.
That's a weird way of saying
that is a very strange image right there. So he goes 180 on into left foot forward nose press, then pretzel rotation back out of that. He's had enough with himself on the outside. Now he's going to go back into the curve to transition. Back one, into 360 out. So we saw the 180 with the grab from Pedro, coming in right foot forward, front board, stalling out that rotation now 270. Just a little tweak and a hold in the air, 270 into 270. Just slips on the rail a little bit, but it's a clean first run. And it's a dot-to-dot ride from Nico van Lerkenveld, happy to be there, doing all he can to defend that title. Can he go 2 for 2?
He seems somewhat satisfied with the run.
I mean, things like that are so solid. Things like this, just about. So he butted that last bit, which means he spun the last bit. This, nice. Not going too complicated. Could add an extra 180 to that. Here. See the stall there? Bringing it around that last 270. And I think at the end of the banana rail coming back was the only slight fluff. Or whiff, as we might call it. Whiff. He will definitely need an improvement on that run if he's going to secure himself a top spot. But we look at the scores coming through right now, and there have been falls from all of our riders, apart from Max Milder.
63-33. Nico sits in second place at the moment with one more rider to go, Gavin Stuckey, who we saw just going bananas yesterday. I mean, really.
The Stuckies are a force to behold in the world of wakeboarding, and it's not come from nowhere because they'll have been on the water since they were knee-high to a duck. But the past couple of years, the past 3-4 years, it's just been insane watching these two riders. They're 17 years old. The little bits, that wasn't a mistake him tapping the tail of the board before that rotation off the banana rail. It's not a mistake that he lands that every single damn time. that mute back mode 5. It's a big high-risk maneuver, but he needs better connection with that. It was a tap and a slap as opposed to a locked-in hit on the end of that rail. It's different to what other riders are doing, though. He hops on to that midway safety. Indy tantrum to blind, getting more of the rotation done, so it's a backflip with a backside 180 on the end of it. Early handle pass, doesn't choose the rewind stall right there. Instead of passing, the handle comes up over his head. What will the judges think of that? I like that. Goes back lip into switch back lip on the banana rail. So clean. Hey, what can you say about these kids when they just lock it in every single time? So what's this little tail tap? 50-50, front board, tap, rewind. So cool. It's these extra little bits that we don't see from many of those other riders, not the riders that other than the ones at this level.
Should also clarify that our judges aren't just watching this live, they also do have replay buttons that they can go back and look at this material. So if they want to be a little bit more precise about some of the things they're taking a look at, then they can do that.
Yeah, it is necessary. So what I meant, the Olay there, the handle coming over the head, judges generally like seeing it passed.
Good score, 72.66 for run 1.
I believe that was always going to be the case at the end of that run when we watched it. I don't mean always to be the case before he went out, but it was very likely considering the form that the Stuckies have been on, particularly this lad. Taking the win yesterday in the team event, taking the win just a few weeks ago at the most recent other big event.
So there you see the results from run 1. Gavin Stuckey atop the board by a bullet, actually. Max Milde, 67.33, and Nico van Lerkenfeld rounding out the top 3 with a 63.33. Clement, Connie, and Enzo all have a little bit of work cut out in order to get up there, but there's definitely possibility for all 3 of these guys.
I mean, in the business of reframing a performance, just to give you the best possible mindset, they didn't do anywhere near what they know they can do.
No.
It wasn't as if they did everything and they got a score less than everything
That was
else. So
clear.
there's room to play.
And Enzo was really unhappy with that
Not
run.
happy. It's just that sort of trick. These guys just bust out the park day in, day out.
And this is what I asked, because you know we look at these guys out there and you know, this is why I asked about the pressure they're putting on themselves, because you say they're busting it out of the park day in and day out, and here they come under pressure of competition modus. Does that, you know?
Yeah. So here's me second guessing where their heads are at.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say. I just know that. I mean, some of the riders who have been in less competition scenarios like this, you would say that maybe. Oh no! How are you still riding?
Oh, come on!
Yeah, he was about to take that to the face then, so Connie Lindhoff, look where you ended up, man. Oh my God. So that is unfortunate. I wanted to see this guy ride. I wanted to see what he was going to come up with on the rest of the features. This is such a cool trick, though. Look at that grab there, so solid, but just didn't have enough time. And you know what? He would do that on a lake that is the same level, as in the water is the same level as the kicker that he started on. He's got less time in the air.
My shoulder's popping out just watching it.
Oh, Connie, that is tough. Commiserations to him. Please, 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 do go and check him out online. A shameless plug of the old social media, of which we don't want to encourage too much, but when you get inspiration for that thing that you love, it's worthwhile. Go check that guy out online just to get a true idea of the skills and the creativity and the ability that guy has on the water. As with all of our riders, go check them out. Get yourself inspired. Find out where they ride locally. Maybe they're near to your local park. And if you haven't ridden yet, then you need to give this a go. Find out where your local wake park is and go get stuck in. And this could be you in a couple of years' time. Some of these riders, there's a young rider, a British rider, who's literally been riding a couple of years, 2-3 years, and is amongst the best in Europe right now. There is a steep learning curve with the sport if you put a time in. Clement Nadal. Right, let's see if I can keep my eye on this particular trick that he's doing. So it's toe side, front roll. Oh, that's weird. That is so weird. Man.
That's weird.
Yeah. Here we go. Get that handle pass. Yes, indeed, Clement. It was a clean first pass.
Maybe the magic mustache will help him the rest of the way through here.
That was nice. Backside. Nearly get taken out by the kicker on the way through. There needs to be something special on these last 2 hits from Clement. Back lip. Oh, it's not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough. Frustration for this guy. Nose press into that backside 270. Oh, wow. That is a shame for those 2 riders. Connie and Clement, once again, this guy, national champion of France, 5 times on the trot. An amazing... I'm trying to figure this damn thing out. Gets the handle pass. and then just stays. Okay.
Was there a quick mute grab in there?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a mute grab as well. This was nice, getting down hard way 270, then 270 out, just on the tail. So he goes backside, 270 into that 3, then pretzel rotation back the other way, all looking pretty smooth. Until there. Hey, but that Tootsie Roll thing, that fakey Tootsie Roll as we're calling it, or a footsie. I'm going to go and tell him, we're going to call it a footsie roll. Footsie roll. Our judges deliberating, they got screens there in the best position. I mean, a little bit jealous. I'd like our booth to be here, but next to them.
Yes.
But the one thing is, I don't know whether you noticed this about competition, you don't want the commentators next to the judges.
No.
You can't drown out our noise, and it's not good to have whatever we're thinking.
Too many influencing words.
And have you found, because you've been around these sports a long time, that you watch this and you commentate it and you know what you're looking at, but your call isn't what a judge's call is because you're not looking at it in the same way that they're looking at it. It's very easy to be a sober judge, to be a lakeside judge. Until you've sat in that hot seat, you don't know.
Yeah, the armchair generals always are right, you know, but our job isn't for that. Our job is just to put the word out.
Max Milder, I believe, is potentially sitting pretty with his second place. Oh, that rotation is off the hook. Toe back 9 once again. I think it was toe. It was heels. There we go. Oh my God. 360 into nose press. 180 out.
Max Milde had a 67.30 on.
So he's secure, right? Whatever happens, he's in the final. But this run. Oh, indie front roll. Then pretzel 270. Front board. Then a little tibbity-tabbity off the top into a stalled out backside 270. 270, oh, 360, 270, 360 into that banana rail, coming off a little early, but I hope we get a replay. Into a hug from the cameraman. Okay, Enzo gets the backing pass. Are we going to see that Nico von Lerchenfeld hit? And I don't mean Max Milde hit Nico von Lerchenfeld, I mean he hit this feature. Look at this, big old spin. Did he come in heel side then? I missed it. Look at this, 360 into nose press. You don't get more locked in and then scoots the little 180 at the back of that. Here we have that Trent-Stuckey style hit. Needs to land a little bit more on top and get better purchase of the top part of that transition feature.
70.33 on run number 2 puts him solidly in second place behind Gavin Stuckey, who's got a 72.66 from his run 1. And now we move on to Enzo Asaraf, who is going to be focusing heavily on this one.
Yeah, so Enzo, he can do this, man. This guy's got some crazy amount of ability. He is an insane rider. Please don't let that be the commentator's kiss of death. I love that. No one else is doing that. It's kind of front lip back board, then shoots the gully, then rotates out. Come on. Yes, good lad.
This is where he lost the handle or whiffed it before.
Yeah, whiffed it, yeah. No, Enzo!
Oh,
man.
We jinxed him. We owe him the beers tonight.
You said lost the handle. That's your fault, Troy.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Just avoid it for the rest of the day. Oh man. For anybody who's competed or been in sport in a competitive way in any way whatsoever, and you've just done less than you know you can, this toe back 9. He did all the handle passes under the sun right there, and then this, just a fluff of royal proportions.
A fluff of royal proportions.
Yeah. No. Okay, watch out for Enzo on the dance floor tonight, man. So, Nico, does that mean Nico's place is secured? I think it does. It does, doesn't it? So he was sitting in third place already.
Let's have a look here. I'll check my scoreboard.
So Nico gets a victory lap. We're going to see our reigning champion from Munich Match 2022 in the finals. He needs a 73 to take the top spot. Wants a little bit of love from his local crowd. His 2 boys are going to be out in the crowd. His 2 little rippers who are obviously going to be rippers when they get out there.
Yeah.
Be watching him.
Genetically modified children to go out onto the...
Here we go. Riding in. Nico von Lerchenfeld, the legend that is. Nose press. Backside 1. Go once. Yeah, boy. We saw him fall on Latin. The wings have rocked to the crowd as well. Then he gives himself a good old grinding, which is weird again.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm so sorry about the imagery I'm creating. Now moving to the left-hand side. He is going to go into the curb. Back one. That was nice. Even more amplitude, like hitting the coping almost. That top rail can act as coping when you drop back into the transition. Front board.
Buttery smooth.
Front board. Into You know what? He just wanted to walk back through the crowd. You can't teach that kind of showmanship.
Well, as it stands, Gavin Stuckey on top, Max Milde in second place, and Nico van Lerkenveld on the bubble, but safe in third place. So we'll see those three gentlemen in tomorrow's competition in the final.
Look at this. Boom! Keeps that hand out of the water. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. Wings have rocked to boot. So goes front board into 90, into almost to a nose press. On these landing ramps, because you speed up as you land as opposed to you slow down when you hit the water, just you lose all that tension. You're actually gaining on the rope, so there's no tension there whatsoever, so you have to land. And unlike snowboarding or like big air snowboarding skiing, you haven't got an edge on which to control your landing. It's just slippy as. So another victory lap for a Stuckey. I do believe we saw Mama Stuckey walking around with him. Can you get any more proud and any more nervous and anxious in one breath when both your children are putting themselves on the line like this? Yes! Giving people what they want. We saw Trent doing that. Stiffy. There's a treat for you.
Now, this is interesting because his brother went out and
go Rayleigh, go
more
Rayleigh.
or less a competition run, and Gavin comes out and he's like, yeah, gonna have some fun.
You know what? Oh, go on, do another Rayleigh. Yes! He gets the crowd going. Just please Rayleigh absolutely every single thing. So the air Rayleigh, the Superman of wakeboarding, is, I mean, you don't get it in any other sport other than kite surfing. And kite surfing, unless they keep that kite low, it's a bit more of a dangleberry. That is a big ollie onto that transition rail and the hop from transition to curve. Ollie and into the down of the kicker. That's a big hop as well.
I'd like somebody to invent a trick and call it the dingleberry.
The dingleberry?
Just because.
That's a buzz right there. That's a vibe for the Stuckies.
There's the Stuckey giggle.
So we wait for confirmation because unofficially, of course, that cat just found himself in the first place spot in the second heat, moving through to the next round of riding. Just to talk through exactly what's happening tomorrow, Troy, we have got a final and then a super final.
Yep.
So the final part will be head-to-head battles, which is very easy to understand for those of the uninitiated in terms of wakeboarding out there. The super final will be a roundup of 4, I believe, in that super final, battling it out all in one heat. So that will be kicking off tomorrow at 4 o'clock. But Troy, tell us what's in store, because I get to go and enjoy the rest of the day, as you will too, but you got to talk about it, whereas I can shut up, which I'm sure everyone will appreciate.
All right, so we've just seen the elimination heat number 2. Gavin Stuckey, Max Milde, and Nico van Lerkenveld will be joining 3 other of their compatriots tomorrow. We've got lots more action. We've got the skateboard elimination heat coming up at 2 o'clock, and then at 3:30 we've got BMX qualification, so make sure you stick around for those live streams. Plenty of action going on as we take a look at some of the highlights from our wakeboard action today, and the boys just enjoying themselves out there. Plenty more action for the weekend. Saturday still busy, and Sunday going to be the same. I hope you guys enjoyed so far. For Matt Crowhurst, I'm Troy Mannering, and we'll talk to you later.